Paula from saladinjar.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make your own homemade Greek yogurt. We're going to do the healthy kind with non-fat milk. To start out, my favorite container in the kitchen, a 2-quart Pyrex glass measuring cup. Fill it with milk. I'm going to use non-fat milk today. The same method will work with raw milk, with whole milk, with 2%, whatever you like. I like to heat mine in a microwave so I don't have to worry about it burning. In my microwave, it takes exactly 17 minutes to heat the milk to 175 to 180 degrees. You'll want to use the thermometer and see how long it takes in your microwave. Once you set it, you can walk away. You don't have to worry about it burning in the microwave. That's one of the beauties of heating it in the microwave as opposed to on top of the stove. After you've heated your milk to 175 to 180 degrees, take it out and let it sit on the cover until it cools down to below 120 degrees. Now, a lot of people that are used to making yogurt just stick their finger in there, and if it feels warm, they are comfortable with that. But if you're new to this, I suggest a thermometer. And you can see here we've got 108. Our next step is to add the starter. Just a couple words about the starter. The very best starter is fresh yogurt that you have made yourself. So save back a little bit from your last batch and use about a teaspoon per quart. And this is 2 quarts, so I'm going to use approximately 2 teaspoons, but I never measure. Just put a spoonful in. This is some that I had before. You can also use store-bought, but make sure it has live cultures and it needs to be very fresh. And that's the difficult part. You never really know for sure how fresh the yogurt is from the store. Some people like to take a little bit of milk out and add it in, but really that's not necessary. Just take a whisk and whisk it in, and you're good. You'll want to cover this. One of the best covers is just a plate upside down. I'm going to put my yogurt in my oven because I can set the temperature to 100 degrees. But if your oven doesn't set it at 100, there are many other methods that you can use to incubate, and I've written about a lot of those on my blog, saladinjar.com. I usually leave the yogurt in the oven from a minimum of 6 hours, but usually more like 8, 10, or 12 hours. The longer you leave the yogurt to incubate, the more tart it is. It doesn't really make it set thicker. Those things are determined more by your starter and the type of milk you're using. We have yogurt. See the clear yellowish liquid on top? That's whey. If you like plain yogurt, you could just stir that whey back in, whisk it in, and eat it that way. But I prefer Greek yogurt, which is simply regular yogurt that's had the whey strained out of it. I want to say a word about the strainer I use. It's an extremely fine strainer, often called a bouillon strainer, sometimes a chinois strainer. It's a little bit pricey, but if you make yogurt every week, you will pay for itself quickly. You can see it's extremely fine. You almost can't see through it. Now you could just pour this straight into the strainer, but that's a lot of weight, and we want to lose as few solids as possible. So I normally begin by taking a spoonful and another spoonful and just place it down there softly and gently. Notice how thick our yogurt is. Isn't that gorgeous? Now that you have the bottom filled with yogurt, you can very gently pour the rest of it in, and it almost falls in one piece. It's so thick. Now normally I start the draining process in the sink, and then I put it back in the bowl that the yogurt came out of, and you just leave it sitting like that on your cover. It will only take about 45 minutes to reduce the volume of your yogurt now down to half. When you come back in about 45 minutes, you're going to have some very thick yogurt with whey in the bottom. I've already poured off quite a bit of the whey. You can set it aside, throw it away, use it to water your plants, or a lot of people use it in bread and other cooking. See how solid it is? Now is when the real fun happens. You don't have to add any flavorings, but at this point, put a whisk in and put some elbow grease behind it and whip it till it's smooth and shiny. You can leave it just like this for plain unflavored yogurt, but I personally like to add a little bit of sweetener. My favorite is Torani Syrups, vanilla or almond. If you prefer honey, that works too. I love vanilla bean paste. Get some specks in there. Or you can use vanilla extract. I don't measure these things. I just pour a little bit in. And then another magic secret I add some milk. I love vanilla flavored Silk Light. This is going to make it even creamier. Add regular milk if you like, more non-fat milk. If you really want to be decadent, add a little bit of heavy whipping cream. Woo, that tastes good. Take your whisk and mix it all together. I like to make little individual servings. See how thick and rich it is? Or you can store it in your a mason jar, plastic jars. This is good really for about 3 weeks. But if you want to make yogurt again, it needs to be done within 5 to 7 days for the freshest start. For more information about making your own yogurt, visit my website, saladainajar.com. I also have many recipe ideas to use Greek yogurt, since I'm assuming you're going to have it around the house a lot now that you can make it yourself. Enjoy! The longer you leave the yogurt to incubate, the tartar it becomes. I'm not sure if tartar is a word. The more tart it becomes.
It becomes tartar sauce?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just throw a little pickle relish in there.